Okay, welcome back to another video. In this, we are going to start um, our first video for 8.6, which is graphing quadratic functions. Um, we are going to be looking at finding the vertex of quadratic functions in this section, which we did in the last section as well. Remember, if we had a quadratic function like this, like y equals x minus 1 squared plus 2, this was from 8.5. We remembered how we found the vertex. Well, remember, this 1 in here shifted it the opposite of what we would think. It shifted it, instead of left 1, it shifted it right 1. So we'd move right 1, and then this 2 out here moved us up 2. So the new vertex would be there. It would look something like this, right? A little U shape there, okay? So the vertex of this would be at 1, comma 2, right? The point 1, comma 2. That would be our vertex, okay? So how do we actually find the vertex when our quadratic isn't in this nice form like this, where we haven't completed the square on it? And that's essentially what we're going to be doing in this section is, let's say we have a quadratic in the form that we're used to. How do we find the vertex? So let me just grab my eraser real fast. There we go. Okay, so as an example, we're going to be finding the vertex of this function. We're going to do y equals x squared plus 6x plus 5. Okay, notice this is a quadratic function, right? It has an x squared in it. It's just the square isn't completed. So all of the x's aren't under the same square, so you can't really see the vertex in here. Okay, so what are we going to have to do with this? Well, in order to find the vertex, the book kind of derives this formula by completing the square on a general quadratic. But the formula for the vertex that you can use, so for your vertex, okay, it's actually the first part of the quadratic formula. It's the negative b over 2a. Okay, notice that shows up in the quadratic formula, right? It just doesn't have that square root part in there. Okay, and then so that's the x value of the vertex. For the y value of the vertex, you plug in the x value, right, to get the y value. So for instance, I'm going to show you on this one how we would get our vertex. Well, what's a for this quadratic that we have? Well, there's a 1 in front of the x squared, so we're just going to put a 1. B is 6, and c is 5. Okay, so that's a, b, and c. Really, all I need is a and b to be able to figure this out. I don't even need c. But what I'm going to do, my x value of the vertex is going to be, well, negative b divided by 2a. So we get negative 6 over 2 is negative 3. So the x value of our vertex is at negative 3. Now that I have the x value of the vertex, what I'm going to do is just plug that in to my equation here to figure out what the y value is. So let's plug that in. Y would just be negative 3 squared plus 6 times negative 3 plus 5. Okay, so I'm going to plug that in, that negative 3 in, so we get 9 plus negative 18 plus 5. Okay, so we get, I think, 14 minus 18 is negative 4. Okay. So what does that mean? It means that the vertex of this parabola is at the point negative 3, negative 4. Okay. So that's our vertex. That's where it's going to be. Okay. Let's just do one more example of this so that we kind of make sure we're at a good place here. Let's do one. I'm going to do, for instance, y equals -3. Can we see that? Yeah, -3x squared plus 6x. Oh, this marker's dying. I'm going to switch. Markers. Switch to a different one here. We'll see if this is any better. Oh, no, that's not any better. Well, maybe it is. Okay. Marker fun, right? Okay, so y is, -3x squared plus 6x plus 4. That's our equation, okay? So how would I find out where the vertex is? Well, I do my x value of the vertex is -b, so -6 over 2 times a, right? So 2 over a in this problem is -3, okay? We just plug those in. So now we get, this is -6 divided by -6 is +1, right? And so my x value of the vertex is +1. So now all I have to do to get the y value is plug it in. So I'm just going to plug in 1. We get -3 plus 6 plus 4, just plugging in 1. So 6 plus -3 is 3. 4 plus that is 7. So 1 and 7 is our vertex of that one. Okay. So again, whenever you're doing this, whenever you're trying to find the vertex, you do -b over 2a. Okay, and you just plug in that x value to get the y value of the vertex. Okay, I will see you in the next video.